Hello again, beautiful people. Welcome back. I realize I am bringing you yet another video about my gratitude journal. I debated just like waiting to post this one until I had filmed a journal page or a journal with me in my regular creative journal, but I just decided to show it how it is. It's funny because I remember when I first got this insert, I think I might have even mentioned it on my channel, how I just wasn't a super huge fan of it and how I semi regretted getting an hour studio. But the more that I push myself to work in it, just the more I fall in love with it. It's like the weirdest thing, but I have come to really enjoy working in my gratitude journal. It's taken up most of my like creative energy. It's just kind of all been pouring into these spreads in this chunky little monkey that's slowly growing. And so today the weather was beautiful. The sun was out. I had a delicious latte and conditions were perfect. So I sat down to journal, and the first thing I reached for was my gratitude. So I mentioned it in my journal recap video that I had a couple of pages or weekly spreads. I think I have like two, or I think it's just two now, that were blank. And I didn't want to just leave them blank. I was going to go back and create themed pages. And so that's what I did for this week, or this spread, I should say. Now, this isn't my idea. Courtney Diaz does this over on her Patreon. That's where I got the inspiration from this. So if you want a more like in-depth video, or if you want another take to see how somebody else tackles a similar theme, I would definitely recommend checking out her Patreon, because she just always goes above and beyond, like every single month, providing just like top-notch content for her patrons and stuff. So I can't sing her praises enough. But anywho, so yeah, I took that idea and I made my first theme spread. So I mentioned I wanted it to be a spread about my favorite things, and I got that particular theme from, I recently got a Flow magazine, and in there was like a mini zine inside of it of an artist who talked about her favorite things, and she did it was like little watercolor images for all of her favorite stuff. And so I cut that out, and it was just like the perfect size, like it was made for it, for this, like each little rectangle and stuff. So cut that out, and that became like my title page for this spread. So when thinking about what items I wanted to represent, I kind of wanted to put, of course, there are my journaling favorites, my TWSBI Ecos. I buy every single color now that comes out. My journal covers, chunky journals, those things will forever be, I think, a favorite of mine. So of course I had to put them in here. But I also wanted to put a couple of power pieces. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe I got that description, or that word, power pieces, from Leanne over at, she changed her name recently. She used to be Creatively Free to Be Me, but that's not her anymore. I want to say, oh goodness, Creatively Aligned, I want to say, is her new name. I'll link her down below. But yeah, I believe I might have gotten this idea from her, but it's power pieces, and there are things in your wardrobe that you have or put on that make you feel empowered and powerful and just give you that confidence. At least that was my understanding of what that meant. So thinking about that, I kind of did a little self-reflection and looked at what items in my wardrobe, or what things that I put on that make me feel just great. And my very first thought was dark lipstick. So I have always been drawn to darker shades of lipstick, like the dark burgundy reds, the plums, dark browns, black, even dark navy, like navy blue. Yeah, since I've been wearing lipstick, I started wearing lipstick a little late in life. I wasn't really allowed to wear makeup in high school and stuff, but so when I went to college is when I started. I came across some article that said that if you're a glasses wearer, you should focus on making your eyebrows and your lips look nice, because that's what people will see more of. And I guess since then, I have been drawn to dark lipstick, and I just love how it looks and just how it makes me feel. So yeah, you will not find nude lipstick, pink, peachy coral lipstick anywhere in my makeup collection, because it's not my jam. But yeah, so I put dark lipstick, and I just this selfie from my birthday this past year that I just love. So yeah, dark lipstick was one. The other two power pieces of mine are my silver rings. So I have a little collection, and I think I for sure mentioned it over on my Instagram years ago. But my silver rings, each one is a story for me. I don't typically buy like mass produced silver rings. My jewelry tends to come from like local artisans or like craft fairs and festivals and things. So each ring that I have, it has meaning for me. And yeah, I've collected silver rings since high school. I used to have quite a few, but then an ex-boyfriend of mine took a whole bunch of them, and it's a long story. Anyway, so silver rings. My boots. So I freaking love like combat looking boots. I bought a pair for my birthday when I first moved to Germany, like a burnt orange pair with like rainbow laces. And then I bought a second pair of like black boots, chunky boots, and I wear those all the time. They're my absolute favorite. They're broken in, they're perfectly molded to my feet. They've been all over Europe with me because they are my go-to shoe. So yeah, those things just make me feel great whenever I have them. And then I can't really say my backpack is a power piece for me. It's more of just something I really, really like. I love my leather bucket backpack from Portland Leather Goods. I don't know, it's just something so classy and refined about it that I just love it. And I mean, I love the leather smell too, so it's just an all-around win. But yeah, those are like my power pieces, and I felt like those definitely needed to be staples of this spread. The only other things I have on here are, of course, silly photos. So I have Snapchat, but I don't use it to do anything really. Like, I don't message people on it. I don't post snaps. I don't do any of that. I literally only have Snapchat to use the ridiculous filters. So I go through phases where I just like pick the most ridiculous ones and take selfies, and I'll randomly send them to my husband while he's at work just because I think they're really funny. Yeah, so I have a whole bunch just on my phone saved of me, like typically of me as like gender bending. So like as a man, old man, bald man, man with a beard. Yeah. I just think it's really funny. So I have a whole bunch of those, and I love taking like just ridiculous photos in general. And I put a photo of me and my husband from Halloween circa 2018, 2019. Yeah, we originally were going to dress up as French Kiss for like this costume contest that our apartment complex was having. But then we realized kids were also going to be there, so we just stuck with just French. Yeah, so I drew a little mustache on him and a little goatee. We had a good time. We actually did end up winning that Halloween contest. But yeah, so just those things. And then Of course, I had to talk about my recent love affair with spicy books, adult spicy books. I definitely brought this up last month or in another video where I read like 15 or 20 books in the month of January. February, I don't have as many. I think I read 10 maybe. But yeah, I've just been devouring anything I can get my hands on. Kindle Unlimited is my all-time favorite right now because without it, I would be very poor. So yeah, and that pretty much sums up all of my favorite things. I added that little My Hero Academia keychain thing, or it was from a keychain, like a blind box keychain thing that we bought at a Media Market here, which is like German Best Buy. It's funny because my husband jokes that people would think, coming to our house, that My Hero Academia is our favorite anime. It is not. It's just that it is extremely popular right now, so you can find a lot of the merch for it, and it doesn't help that we have so many figures. I think we have maybe 8 or 9 anime figures for my hero. We have, of course, all the main people, a couple of the teachers, a couple of villains, just a lot. So yeah, I put that on there just mainly to represent my love of anime and then my love of collecting anime merch. Not necessarily my hero. It's a great anime, but not my favorite. My favorite right now is Demon Slayer. But I didn't have any like printables or anything from Demon Slayer or any of the, I don't even know what you would call that. Any of those things from a recent Demon Slayer collection. And that is, I think, the gist of everything. At this point, it looks a little crazy. It's a little chaotic. And there are spots that I wanted to fill. So I took out a printable from Courtney Diaz's Patreon. And these were like space fillers that she had made for us. And I printed them on transparent or clear sticker paper. And I think they did a great job of filling in the spaces. But yeah. Alright guys, I think that pretty much sums it up. I have like 2 minutes left here, or like 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Y'all have a good one. Bye!